Are you looking to live in Saskatoon but aren't quite sure where? Well, today we're going to look at every neighborhood you need to know about if you're going to be moving to our awesome city. I'm Conor Palendat with Betcher and Associates. All of my contact info is located in the description below, so if you have questions about today's video or the real estate market in Saskatoon, please feel free to reach out anytime. Let's dive in. So today we're going to be doing a map tour of Saskatoon, especially of the top areas you need to know about when moving to our beautiful city. You'll get to see what the city looks like from satellite and go over some of the most popular neighborhoods so you know where people are choosing to put down roots the most. You'll notice that Saskatoon is bisected by the South Saskatchewan River, which is where we get our nickname, City of Bridges. We'll focus on three key areas overall: the west side, east side, and just outside of Saskatoon. So without further delay, let's start with the west side. There are two dividing lines that people use when they're talking about the west side. There is the river, which bisects the city diagonally, and then there is Idlewild Drive that runs north to south. You'll always hear that the west side is not as desirable when compared to the east side, and that's partially true. The closer to the downtown core you are, the older and rougher the houses are, and where a larger percentage of the crime is concentrated. If you want to be close to the downtown core, by far the best neighborhoods to look at are Holiday Park, King George, and Riversdale. All three are starting to see a resurgence of late. They are desirable due to their location next to the river, offering great views and access to green spaces, and you can find fairly cheap housing here. And it's an area that will likely continue to bounce back and become more attractive as the years go on. Now, if you want to stay on the west side but not be right in the action, there are a few options. You've got River Heights, Lawson Heights, and Silverwood Heights that are on the west side of the river but are perceived differently than the rest of the west side. All three of these neighborhoods run along the river and the Meewasin Trail system, offering stunning views and the opportunity to enjoy nature at all times of the year. There are many beautiful homes on large lots, and they hold their value extremely well, with pricing similar to homes on the east side. Your other top options are on the far west side on the outer edges of the city, with Hampton Village, Kensington, and Montgomery. Hampton Village and Kensington are both newer developments on the west side, offering modern homes, layouts, and amenities that you don't get anywhere else on the west side. The pricing here is again comparable to other newer areas on the east side. Then you have Montgomery, which is a very unique neighborhood. It's really tucked away on its own. It was originally land set aside for veterans returning from war, so the lots are massive and many of the homes are quite large. Really, the only downside to this area is the prices are fairly high for the conditions some of the properties are in. But there's no denying, if you don't mind some renovations, Montgomery can be a stellar option to call home. Next, we're going to take a look at the east side. We're going to glaze over a lot of these neighborhoods in the interior of the east side, but they certainly aren't bad options. The closer to the river you get, the older the homes will be. The farther away you get, the newer they will be. A ton of these homes were built between 1950 to 1980 and offer access to good amenities and mature lots, but a good portion will need renovations to get them closer to the modern builds. If we're looking at the top areas people consider on the east side, we'd be looking at Stonebridge, Rosewood, Briarwood, and Brighton. You'll notice that all of these neighborhoods are on the outer edges of the city, and that's because they are some of the newer developments. Each of these neighborhoods has a good variety in the type of housing that they offer, from condos to massive luxury homes. There's something here for everyone. The big draw that these neighborhoods have is that they are mostly self-sufficient and have been designed in a way that you don't really need to leave except for work. Brighton is the newest of the bunch, offering the most modern homes and an extensive shopping and entertainment area right as you enter the neighborhood. All of these neighborhoods also share a focus on green spaces, with a ton of parks and trails to explore. You get natural beauty right in the middle of the city. Lastly, let's talk about areas just outside of the city. There are a few communities that are so close to Saskatoon that at some point in the future will likely be part of it. You've got a number of developments like Greenbrier, Riverside Estates, and Caserio, which are communities just south of the city that offer acreage and luxury homes, all while being on city utilities. If you have the money and want city-like living but on your own chunk of land, these areas are for you. Now, all of these properties you won't likely be able to attain for under $850,000, but they are some of the most beautiful areas to call home. And if we go north of the city, you've got two smaller cities in Warman and Martinsville. Yes, they are their own cities, but a huge amount of people commute into Saskatoon for work and activities. The advantage to living in one of these cities is slightly cheaper pricing, taxes, and quieter streets and roadways, at the expense of entertainment and overall amenities, plus the commute. No matter your budget, lifestyle, or needs, all the areas we looked at today are fantastic options to call home, with each neighborhood offering slightly different pricing, housing options, and amenities to choose from. If you have any questions about a specific neighborhood, or you're planning a move to Saskatoon or its surrounding area, my team and I would love to help. Again, all of my contact info is located in the description below, and I'm always a quick text away. If you like this video, please give it a like, share it, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any new content. Thanks for watching and have a great day.